So, this is it. The big news. Warren Buffett has announced he is going quiet. And in his final letter as chairman, he's basically handed all of us a roadmap for Berkshire Hathaway's future. We're going to break down the 3 most critical takeaways from this letter: who's in charge now, what the secret to the company's longevity really is, and his final blueprint for all investors.
Look, this is a massive moment for anyone who invests. This letter lays out everything you need to know about the post-Buffett era, and it really all boils down to 3 key areas.
Okay, first up, we get the official confirmation of who is going to be taking the helm. Second, and this is so important, we get into why Buffett believes Berkshire's unique culture is its most powerful, most durable competitive advantage.
And third, he leaves us with his final pieces of timeless wisdom. So let's just dive right into the most pressing question on everyone's mind. Who's next? And the answer, as the letter confirms, is Greg Abel. He's going to become CEO at the end of the year, and Buffett makes it absolutely crystal clear that his confidence in Abel is total. Now, you really have to feel the weight of this statement. This isn't just some casual recommendation. This is Warren Buffett telling every single shareholder, I trust this man with my money, and I trust him with yours. For you, the investor, it just doesn't get any stronger than that. That's the signal. So why Abel? Well, Buffett lays out a pretty clear checklist. He's not just a great manager. He has a deep understanding of the property and casualty insurance business. And as you know, that is the core engine of Berkshire. He's a fast learner, and maybe most importantly, he already has the complete backing of the family and the board. That right there ensures a smooth, stable transition of power. But here's the thing. For Buffett, the succession plan isn't just about one guy. He argues that the real key to Berkshire's future is something much deeper. It's the company's unique culture, which he sees as its ultimate competitive advantage. Buffett asks this question, and it sounds kind of whimsical, right? But he's using it to make a very serious point. Berkshire wasn't forged in the chaos of Wall Street. No, it was shaped by a tight-knit group of people, all deeply connected to Omaha and what he sees as its grounding Midwestern values. And this slide just lays it all out. I mean, look at this timeline. From his lifelong partner Charlie Munger way back in 1940, to Don Kehoe, who would go on to run Coca-Cola, all the way to his successors, Greg Abel and Ajit Jain, they all have these deep Omaha roots. Buffett's argument is that this is no accident. This is the foundation of a culture that's built on trust, not just on transactions. And here, he just comes right out and says it. He believes their success is directly tied to being physically and, more importantly, mentally separate from Wall Street. For an investor, what this does is reinforce the idea that the culture of rational long-term thinking is the true bedrock of Berkshire's value. Okay, so looking ahead, Buffett doesn't paint some ridiculously rosy picture. In his typical candid style, he gives a balanced, very clear-eyed assessment of Berkshire's future, both the good and the bad. And this part is so crucial for managing investor expectations. On the one hand, he's promising stability and resilience. But on the other, he's blunt. The company's sheer size has become a headwind that's going to limit future growth. He is essentially telling investors, expect solid returns, but don't expect the spectacular home runs of the past. He also gives a direct warning about volatility. I mean, he's basically preparing shareholders for the psychological gut punch of seeing the stock price potentially get cut in half. But notice how he frames it. He's not saying it's a business failure. He's saying it's an inevitable market reality. His core message is simple. You have to have the conviction to hold on through the storm. He also leaves a very clear mandate for the future board. And the focus here is a warning against what you might call the corporate diseases of ego and greed. He explicitly tells them to avoid the flashy, look-at-me type CEOs and the spiraling executive pay, and to never ever forget that their job is to be stewards for the shareholders. This is his attempt to hardwire his principles right into the company's long-term DNA. And finally, Buffett zooms out from Berkshire to offer his parting wisdom for all of us, distilling decades of experience into a few powerful, actionable lessons about business and life. He shares this incredible story about Alfred Nobel, who was horrified to read his own mistaken obituary and then spent the rest of his life changing his legacy. Buffett's advice is a call to action. Don't wait. Decide on the legacy you want and then start living the life that earns it. He reminds us all that true value isn't measured in dollars, but in character. In a world of ruthless competition, he emphasizes that kindness and decency, just the simple act of treating everyone with respect, are the ultimate assets. And here is his simple, but man is it a profound message on resilience. Investing, just like life, is full of mistakes. The key isn't to avoid them. The key is to learn from them and then move forward. It's a message about continuous self-improvement, and that's the hallmark of any great investor.
So Buffett leaves us with this final piece of advice, which I'm going to turn into a question directly for you. He built his life, and he built Berkshire, by emulating his heroes. As you reflect on this final chapter from one of history's greatest investors, it's worth asking yourself, who are the heroes that are guiding your decisions?